Hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our 66th episode of the Unnamed Podcast. Today, our guest is...
Is that my cue?
Yes.
Right. Hi. It is me.
I'm disappointed that you didn't go with greetings and selamat datang.
Yeah, I probably should have. I completely forgot about that intro,
there's
actually.
a reason why we say selamat datang like every 10 seconds.
Fair enough. Greetings and selamat datang, not to Sickness Weekly. This is, whatever the hell this is, honestly.
This is a podcast.
Right. A podcast with no name, so whenever you, share the link anywhere, it looks super, suspicious.
I mean, you know what's the funny thing, right? I think you know where this name actually got inspired from, actually.
I kind of don't. But
you know
that
song?
YouTube video thing. The song one.
Yes. That's where the inspiration came from.
Right. Yeah, because you want to know something?
Yeah, sure.
After I copied the link and started pasting it around.
Mm.
And then one of my friends messaged me and said, Cygnet, did you get hacked? I asked, what happened? Discord, you're sending out a link to a mysterious channel. And you know which channel that was being sent, that link leads to, Mysterio? This video. Yes. And the guy said, okay, cool, good to know. It appeared sus for me. Because to be fair, there's no thumbnail, there's no title. It just overall, and if you don't say anything about it, you just paste the link with no context whatsoever. It really does look very, very suspicious.
It definitely does look super suspicious. Bluntly said, we might actually start doing thumbnails, but this is for another time. Once we've reached episode 100, which scary enough is in 34 episodes.
Yeah, here's the thing. Making a thumbnail, you don't have to make a title for it. No, that's fine. But at least make a thumbnail, that way people know, it's just a YouTube video.
Right?
To be fair, I wasn't either. Dude, my first background was literally me just messaging Red, going like, hey Red, can you just like copy and paste my character PNG like 100 times in the background, on a piece of like fucking canvas,
Mm-hmm.
and that's basically my first fucking background. Literally just me over and over and over again.
I bet. But that is crazy, actually.
Yeah,
I
now I
actually
suddenly
do
feel like
want to
taking
say
a
though,
shit.
your thumbnails at least is much better designed than me. You do know I don't really enjoy doing graphic. I don't enjoy doing graphic designs. My art skills are shit.
To be fair, comparing mine and your thumbnail is kind of setting the bar very, very low.
In a way.
So, we're not really setting a high bar here.
There's a reason why we don't set a high bar.
Yeah, because none of us would put an effort to actually reach that bar. We'll just be like, whatever.
Exactly.
Where's my drink? There it is.
Because like honestly speaking, right? You do I think you already know this, but I have no interest whatsoever in making thumbnails and like such, right? There's a reason why I'm not a graphic designer.
Because you're a fish?
Just out of curiosity, what's the origin of that? Why did you keep on calling me a fish?
No, you're not the only one, honestly.
Like what made you inspired to choose like start calling folks fish?
I don't know. It's just like rolls off the tongue. And it's weird enough that people be like, the fuck?
No, because I thought that there might have been a reason or like an origin with it.
Okay, here's the thing. A lot of the things that I do not actually have an origin. It just exists.
Cygnet's Weekly didn't have an origin though.
Well, that's not, all of it. That's only one of the things I do that has an origin.
That's true. But I still think that that's pretty nice though. Like, bluntly said, even though as annoying as it was to create like the script and such, I think it was quite fun. I think that Weekly was tough,
It was quite fun, yeah, but it
but it was a
it
pain
does
in the
get pretty
ass.
taxing. Yeah. I mean, the pain in the ass disappears if the story is interesting, and if it, gets, uh, you know, if it reaches the goal that you want it to reach. But when you're putting effort, but then it doesn't actually succumbs to anything, it kind of gets tiring.
I understand because I still remember seeing you in like the end portion of Sickness Weekly, and I still remember how like a bit low if you were feeling, if I remember correctly. You're feeling a bit down compared to usual.
I wouldn't say I was feeling that down, honestly, because
Not that down, like it's not
everything that
super down, of
starts will
course,
end.
but hmm.
So I was really expecting it to happen.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Wait, you were really expecting what to happen?
I was expecting, uh, oh, I was really already expecting it to end. So
Uh,
I mean, everything that starts ends. So
yeah, that's true. And it's the beauty of it, in fact. Like I still remember how
Mm.
we had a episode regarding like the end of an era, if you remember that one.
What was it called? The end of an era again?
Honest Anus and then like another thing.
Uh, yeah, actually, why was it called an end of the era? Because I don't think Unus Annus was one of it. Well, I mean, it was one of it, but wasn't the main part of it. Let me check the old scripts again because I still have them.
I still remember one thing I really loved about the scripts were they were actually like in a proper folder with all the stuff.
I mean, yeah, I do have a bit of OCD, so that's kind of expected of me.
That. But just out of curiosity, though,
Uh,
I forgot to ask. Well, this is the most important question. Oh,
yeah.
Atok just mentioned. I thought Sig wanted episode 69.
I mean, I wanted episode 69, but someone already booked this. I'm like, whatever. I'll pick
Well,
66
no,
and
no one
fuck
exactly
you.
booked it. Like, but then there.
You told me somebody booked it, so fuck you.
Here's the thing, right? There are folks that say that they wanted it. There's multiple folks that say they wanted it. I have no idea. But the best I can promise you is episode 66.
Good enough.
Because bluntly said, if worse comes to worse, either I can bluntly say invite an adult uh, actor slash actress for episode 69, or I could do folks in like a group and make it a chaotic thing.
Or you could, I don't know, start reviewing tangas on stream.
Fucking.
What's episode 31? No, the end of an era was episode 31.
Wait, how many episodes of Cygnet's Weekly do we have? Here.
The first one, 36. Which actually lasted a lot longer than I expected.
Wait, how many episodes?
I know the first one, 36.
There's 136 episodes?
The first one. The second one only lasted 6 episodes. It wasn't long.
So there was very short in total, right?
Yeah. A bit disappointed I didn't get to 69 or 66, but it is what it is.
You try to restart it.
Nah. Once something is dead, you let it rest. Honestly.
No way, that's...
Don't see a reason to bring it back. And I'm not even like execute order 66. Yes, time to kill the children. Oh god, I said that on the stream.
Remember, we're not on Cygnet's Weekly. We're on the Unnamed... Actually, never mind.
Yeah, you're
now that
not
I remember,
on my channel at all.
Unnamed Podcast actually has basically similar rules as
Hell yeah, time to commit war crimes!
There are no rules other than just remember you're being recorded or you're on the stream.
For legal reasons, just in case, I want to remind everyone that everything I say is a joke. I really want to continue that with maybe, but legally I have to say it is all just a joke.
Is it because you're on a different channel that's why you're not that there?
Yeah, I'm kind of being partly reserved here.
But yes, we forgot to mention or ask the most important question on this podcast, which is what's your favorite?
What?
What is your favorite food?
I don't know, because I'm the kind of guy that as long as, I guess meat, as long as it's halal, I'll just eat it. Any kind of meat that's halal, I'll just eat. So.
Also, Atoxis execute order 60s. Oh my god.
I wonder if this is soon gonna become a curse podcast. Probably will. It depends on which direction
be a curse podcast
you might go. No. You know, you never know. It might turn into a wholesome one, which I highly fucking doubt because I always avoid that fucking route.
Yet you're quite wholesome sometimes, to be honest.
It's called toxic masculinity. I fully support it.
I like how you had to word it that way.
You know, I kind of regret not taking a shit before start going on this.
You should at least use the restroom before coming onto a podcast because there are times where you'll have to use it quite often, especially if you're doing like.
I mean, true, but you know, we're gamers, so we can just shit in a bottle or something.
I mean, if that's what floats your boat, go for it.
It doesn't float my boat, but my shit does float sometimes in the toilet.
TMI, my friend. TMI.
Shitting while podcasting. I mean, it'll be fine, but I'm pretty sure anyone who decides to watch this would not appreciate that.
Most
Unless, of
definitely,
course,
yeah.
unless of course they have a scat fetish, then
Then
well, you do you, bro. Honestly, we really entered this without any like um plans, did we?
I mean, that's the point of the podcast in the first place. You do know that, right?
Yeah, yeah. One thing I realized is why is the camera inverted on your end?
I have no idea actually.
Yeah, the camera's inverted. It's supposed to be mirroring me, but it's inverted on your end for some reason. Yeah, on your end it's inverted. And then the Muneran sounds are heard. Yeah, just like that, as you do it. Okay, just say and say and followed by as you do it can be taken way out of context.
Yeah, what you did? Just so you know, you're the first to have done this on this podcast.
Hey, at least I'm first for something. That one keep it for your JAV vid. Bro, no one would even want to date me, much less want me in a JAV.
Podcast will. You only need your.
Also,
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
JAV is Japanese adult video. I'm Malaysian, so it's going to be MAV, okay? Get it right, bro.
You were the one that said it first, though, my friend.
No, Ato said it first.
Wait, I thought I actually said this. What?
Yep.
Oh, that one. Wait. Oh my god, did it upload it that late?
Yep. You're very far behind, bro.
No, because like all of a sudden the chat just updated itself really fast. No, people will know you're on the toilet. Well, unless the Meneran sounds are heard. Who knows? You'll be in the ugly master tag.
Oh, fuck off. Hold on, I need to change my thing into the neat live chat. There you go. Now I see everything. Who knows you'll be in the ugly bastard. I don't know, man. Usually the ugly bastard, they'll take people with big peepees. I don't think my peepee would.
Is this a reveal?
Qualify. No, this is self-roasting, aka coping.
Do you? I'm not sure if you've watched it, but have you watched the?
Wash? Of course I wash my PP, bro.
No,
I'm
no,
not
not
you.
watch. Have you watched the video regarding like the kampong that's like no Chinese?
Yeah, that was a stupid one.
But you remember the classifications of these?
Yeah, I know.
I will say that one was pretty funny, to be honest.
It was, yeah, definitely it was.
It's stupid, but it's hilarious.
But have you decided to get married yet?
Not yet. Not yet. How about yourself?
Cringe. With whom though? That's a question.
Yeah, that's the reason why. With whom?
Easy. Go to China.
Why you go to China?
Because they have like those like what is it? I think you can find it online where you have those like purchase things.
Purchase things? Please elaborate.
Now you can it's like you can purchase a wife from like what is it? Somewhere in East Asia. I think it was China or was it Vietnam? I don't remember. And then you have the ones from like Russia and everything. It's literally called. It used to be called mail order wives. It actually used to be a thing.
Those?
Yeah. kind of fucked up, because it's pretty much human trafficking with extra steps.
Mm-hmm. But then once again, you have dated before, though.
Yeah.
So you can't exactly say that no one wants you. You have been in a situation where you've dated, actually.
I mean, yeah, but yeah.
And what? You're a good-looking guy as well, IRL, though.
Am I? Am I really?
Though you have more of an addict look. You have a bit of a baby face, bluntly said.
To be okay, I think I have more of a dick look than an addict look. Okay.
I like I like that fun. Not gonna lie.
Of course you would. I really am starting to regret not taking a shit.
You can use the restroom at the moment if you want. Just make sure you're mute.
Nah, that'll be fine.
Are you sure?
You'll know when I'm not fine when you hear me saying, "Shit, give me a second," and the sound of me running and slamming the door behind me as I run.
Well, let's actually wait and see if that happens, guys.
I kind of hope it doesn't.
Just so you know,
Because
that'll be a first in our channel as well.
What are the things that people have not done that I can do first?
You moaning already claimed the first for that. Your instant shift to a yabai topic also was the first.
But I don't understand, why is my model tracking like fucking jiggling?
Is it jiggling?
Yeah, it is. Hold on, let me check. Let me check the settings.
Rio has so many girlfriends, but yet no girlfriends. Why is it sad though? Why is it sad?
There you go. That should be better.
I'm about to come moment. What's I'm about to come?
I'm about to come. I think it was from like one of those meme videos where they go, "I'm about to come," like that.
For some reason, I feel like it can be
Oh my God,
like a word in Malay though. To be honest.
No, definitely not.
Definitely sounds like one. Just like you know the Latin titles in Latin honors for university, right?
Hold on. I can't find my bottle cap. It fell.
Wait, why did you need a bottle cap?
Because I was drinking. I opened it. The bottle cap fell. No God. Also, here's the thing. I'm Malaysian, so most of the time our university uses Arabic words rather than Latin.
No, because usually there's like magna cum laude, summa cum laude, and then like a lot of those.
I found it. I found the bottle cap.
Congratulations.
It was underneath my chair, but I found it.
Congratulations.
Do you know that I used to learn Latin?
Really?
Yeah. On my own.
Do you mind speaking
for
some
fun
Latin first?
I still remember. I haven't like practiced in a very long time.
I think it would actually be cool though if there's an actual like Latin streamer, like someone actually streaming and speaking in Latin. Though you know what jokes that could be, right?
Let me look for my notes. I have a notebook full of it. I know that pulchra es means very beautiful or very good.
So like, would that be something a Roman person would say to another, like while flirting?
Yeah.
Because I know
Good
S
thing, yeah.
is you, You are.
Is it S is basically
Yeah,
or
S
R?
is or R. Yeah, basically it's like the conjugation of you.
Because you, the word you can be omitted in Latin.
Yeah.
I know scribere.
It's to write, yes.
Scribere means teacher. Yeah, right, or teacher. Docket is teach, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because of the term
Domus
doctor,
is
right?
house. Yeah. Domus. So let me find my Latin.
The only Latin I know is either lorem ipsum dolor or dorime.
Sum is wit, isn't it?
Huh?
Or is it N? I don't remember what sum is. Is it with or is it N?
I have no idea.
That's Japanese. This is from 2020.
Also, take your time, Atok.
Is it in this one then?
But just curious, what made you decide to study Latin in the first place?
Just felt like it.
Mm, mm, mm.
Scribit is right. Discipula is disciple. Because I had a story here which I can read and translate because I remember bits of it. I remember parts of the word. Yeah, here's a simple story. Jupiter es Deus et in Olympia habitat. Terram spectat et puellam Europa vide. Europa pulcra es et Jupiter se in taurum transformat quod Europa est timida. Basically, Jupiter is a god in Olympus, and he is a god that lives in Olympus.
Mm-hmm.
He terram spectat means he
Earth,
looking at
right?
the earth. Yeah, terram is a spectat is spectate.
The
So
spectate
he
is Earth.
spectate is the earth, and then he saw Europa, a very beautiful person, a very beautiful.
Oh, it was the story of
Yeah,
Europa.
no, Puella Europa vide, which means Puellam, and I think he saw yeah, something like that, or he saw Europa.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh yeah, basically it's saying while spectating Earth, he saw Europa, and then Europa pulchra est. Europa is very beautiful. Pulchra est is very beautiful. Et Jupiter, and Jupiter se in Taurum transformat into a bull. He transformed Europa as timida, and he basically kidnaps Europa.
Oh yeah, that story.
Yeah.
That is interesting, though. To be honest, like the pronunciations as well.
Yeah, because it's Roman Latin.
So
I have
J
another
is
one which
Y,
is
right?
pretty good. Yeah, and I have another one that's pretty good. Magistra agriculum scribere docet. Agricola studet et scribere discit. Epistulam pulcram scribit quod magistra bene docet. Agricola epistulam bene scribit sed nemo legit. Basically means
The master.
a, a, mas- a master taught a farmer how to write. The farmer studied how to write. Epistulam pulcra scribit quod magistra bene docet. Epistulam pulcram scribit, basically the magistrate is very good at teaching writing, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
And then agricola epistulam bene scribit sed nemo legit means the farmer's writing is actually very good and very beautiful, but no one could read it because nobody else knows how to read.
That's interesting. I actually think that I wouldn't mind learning Latin, to be honest, because like I have learned Italian and Spanish before, and I do know
To
that
be
Latin.
fair, Latin isn't that bad to learn to a
Yeah,
degree because if you know how to speak a European language, you would have a bit of familiarity with uh Roman.
yeah, definitely, because like I know that a lot of the language kind of derives from it. Italian
You
is
know, it's
also just
almost
like
yeah,
the commoner
it's
language.
almost as if Rome used to, control a majority of Europe and
Mm,
the Mediterranean.
hmm Definitely, because like if we remember correctly, right, the reason why, uh, well, basically Italian was derived from Latin because it was basically bluntly said the poor man's Latin. The poor man's Latin, yes. It was basically conversational Latin.
To a degree, yeah.
Yeah, it's because you have things like scrivere, which is to write, which is very similar to write in I think it's escribire, right, in Latin.
Scribit. Script. To you mean like to write?
Yes, to write. Like the unconjugated form.
Scribit. If anything, scribis, scribe, scribere, scrib. I don't remember. I think it's scribit.
Mhm. But it's really interesting. Like,
I think it's scribo because if I want to say I write, it's ego scribo or scribo. If you're saying you're writing, it's scribis. If it is writing, it's scribit or scribere. But studying is an interesting one because uh no, not studying, but student is an interesting one because if you want to say I am a student, studeo.
mm-hmm,
You're a student is studes. It is a student, studat or studere. And sleep is even easier because when you think of sleep, think of not laying dormant. So you have dormio, dormis, dormit, and dormire. And working is even easier because you just remember the word labor. So you have laboro,
mm-hmm.
laboras, what is this? Oh, okay. Laborat and laberare.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty fun because then you have things like you can say things like discipula legit at discit, which means student write and learns. And when you say I learn, it ends up being ego disco. Ego disco. So disc means like that's where you get the word disciple from, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. That really is interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, I almost forgot about this. Qui docet discit, which means who teaches learns, which is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I say I teach? Docet? No, docet. Magistra ego docet. Doceo. Ah, yeah, there you go. Ego de ego doceo English. I teach English. Ego doceo English. Ego doceo English et studeo Latinum.
Judeo Latinum?
Yeah, yeah. Studying Latin. I study Latin. Studeo
Oh,
Latinum.
so that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's really interesting though. Like how
Oh,
you.
epistolum is read.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it Lego? I think Lego is read. Epistolum is letter.
Letter?
Letter, yeah.
Letter is in like
Letter.
alphabet letter or like.
No, letter. As in the one you send to people.
Oh, okay, okay. Then what? How would you say email in like Latin? Just curious.
No fucking clue, mate. I did not study that far. I literally,
Or
like,
telephone.
I
Now,
watched 2 videos, and that's
Blondie,
about it.
Blondie said right. Using the word telephone wouldn't seem right in Latin though, because bluntly said, there's no such thing as a telephone back then.
No, that wasn't.
Same as television, because like legit, if you had
Okay, saying you're watching a video because I have no idea what video is in Latin, so I'll probably use something that I'll just use the word video, right? The English word for video.
yeah, they'll
You
probably
know
do
what
that.
seeing is in Latin as?
What's seeing in Latin?
Do you ever heard of this phrase? Weni widi wiki.
Oh, live.
Widi is I see. Video is looking or seeing. Video.
Oh yeah, because it's basically words that derive from.
Yeah, video is literally a word that derived from video, which is looking or seeing. So when you're
I
saying
like
I'm
how I was
watching
looking.
video, so when you're saying I'm watching a video, you're basically saying, or you're saying watching video, you're basically saying video
I'm watching.
at that point. Yeah,
Hey,
watching.
hey, it's similar to like mata mata in Malay.
Yeah, but mata kind of makes sense because mata is
Scarecrow,
police.
right?
Mata is police.
Or yeah, police.
Yeah, it's an old word for police or spy.
Hmm.
And it kind of makes sense because people will say, be careful, hati-hati. Apa? Kau hati-hati. Mata-mata aku ada kat sini. Which means like, you be careful, my eyes are everywhere.
Oh.
So if you say it that way, it does make sense to say mata-mata. Mata-mata.
Mm-hmm. That is really interesting though. I didn't know that it actually can apply to spy, to be honest.
Yeah. Mata-mata can also be like, you know the word private eye?
Hmm.
You know how it means like private detective?
Yeah.
There you go. It can also involve that as well.
So in other words, basically in spy family, it could also be known as mata mata family.
Keluarga mata-mata.
I know someone has done like a Malay dub of that of some scenes, so I'm actually curious what they would use the Malay name as.
God.
But yeah, Malay. Talking about Malay, I know that there's definitely a lot of English influence as well.
Considering they were a colonial power for how many years?
Till
How
1957.
many decades? How many hundred years? So, well, 1957 is when they let us go, but
Yeah.
English was still being used for a very long time and still is. So,
I mean, technically, is English your main language aside from Malay? Or
aside from Malay, um, sort of, not really, because English is a second seat language,
I see.
supposedly.
Hmm. Like I do know, like some Malays are like not that fluent in English.
Yeah.
But then I do know that some already taught. But I do know that you guys are taught how to speak in English in Malaysia.
Hmm?
Am I correct or am I wrong?
Well, sorry,
You
I
guys are
kind of
taught
lost
how to
focus.
speak in English in Malaysia, right? In sekolah.
Yes.
But then once you
Okay,
get
where in the world do you not learn to speak English
North
in
Korea,
school? Are you sure about that?
potentially,
Because they do learn how to speak English.
that is true. Some of them.
There is there's basically almost nowhere in this world where you don't learn how to speak English.
I'm actually curious now which country doesn't.
Country that doesn't teach English. Apparently Antigua, a lot of it, like the island nations apparently.
So like Barbados and like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, this one is because it's for a different question where it says, in how many countries do they give a class in school where they teach their own language?
Uh
They probably don't teach it as a mandatory language, but they still teach you the basics, I believe.
mhm.
Like, but here's the thing. It doesn't mean that it's like a lot of people are like, oh, they don't teach English in these places because their adults cannot speak English. But well, here's the thing. Whether teaching English, learning English, and speaking English are very different things because you can be taught English in a few ways. One
Mhm.
is the ability to communicate with others,
Mhm.
which is the one that is being taught in Malaysia. So, at the very least, to be able to understand English is the first part. To communicate again is the second part. At least that's how I see it. Ultimately, the main goal is to be able to communicate. Then you're also taught how, and then there are places where you taught to read or write English, but not, but not specifically to communicate in English.
Mhm.
So you see there are some countries where the people are horrible in English but are capable of reading and writing.
Mhm.
Then you have the worst kind of English, which is the one where you are taught English to pass exams,
Oh my, that is really the worst.
which you can see happening in mainly in East Asia
Mhm.
with places like say China, Japan or Korea, where the English they teach, sorry, uses English that nobody uses anymore except for very niche areas of expertise. You'll see
That
words that nobody use except for when they are feeling very pretentious.
yeah, very pretentious.
And and they teach English or language in such an objective way
Mhm.
that it would not do well for learning a new language because language is not entirely objective.
Mhm.
Hence why there's always something called a creative license because a part of language is art. And one thing I like to tell my students, if you are writing something in English and you feel that it sounds wrong, chances are it is wrong because languages are beautiful. Languages is an art. Hence why you have poems, you have songs. Songs are written in languages, so are poem. And communicating is an art. And art
Mhm.
is usually beautiful, except when you are purposely using creative license to move it around.
Mhm.
Hence why poems are sometimes written all over the place, but it is fine because they have creative license.
Mhm.
They're creating beauty using imperfections.
Uh, that's really interesting. If I may ask, because I do know that you are a teacher in Malaysia at the moment, right? Correct me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
because uh Do I look like someone who would go outside to teach?
You do have the Checkgu look, to be honest, but then you need to change your outfit a bit.
No.
Probably
Fuck you.
probably trim your neck beard a bit as well.
I don't have a fucking neck beard, you
You
dumbass.
do
Dude,
though.
dude, when was the last time you saw a photo of me? Let's be honest here. That neckbeard photo was at this point like a year ago. It was from fucking quarantine when I couldn't give a shit.
Ah yes, whenever Dad starts talking like this, it always feels like I'm in a class. Right, Kakaki? Don't you agree? The way Sick talks definitely feels like
Now you understand why I refuse to be serious at any point. Because whenever I become serious, I go into like a lecture mode or like my voice just starts fucking dulling down
But in
and
that
I
case,
start
how
to
about you
process
turn your camera
everything.
on so we could see how you don't have a neck beard, or so
Eh,
you say. Unless you're
nah,
wearing a robe,
I
or
don't
like
mind.
you're not wearing a robe at the moment, then
To be fair, I'm not wearing anything. I'm just in my shorts, bro. It's a very hot day.
as much as I want to say turn it on, I do know how uncomfortable you are with this, so I won't
No,
force
like
it.
here's the thing. I don't mind if it's like accidental leak or anything, but I won't purposely do it
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like
I know that. I know
that
that.
that's a bit of fun in not letting people know how I look.
I do know how
You
you
know
look
what I
like,
mean?
but
I know. If you know how I look like, good for you. But if you don't, you feel free to like look up photos of me or anything. Like it's not even that difficult to find photos of me
it's not
because I've
difficult. And
been
you have posted pictures as
everywhere.
well.
Yeah, I've posted pictures. You just have to be very good at, reverse image search and you'll find photos of me. So
I mean, there's one with you and like Project Hikayat. I still remember how you took
yeah,
it.
me and Project Hikayat, me with Jin Jin.
Yes, that the one with
Uh,
Jinjin was really nice.
I have one with an admiral or something from the Navy. I have a lot of photos. I think you could probably even find photos of me on the news, but it's pretty rare because I don't appear on the news very much. One thing I noticed occurs about myself is that whenever there's a news team and I'm like prepared to go into the photo, they usually just gloss over or completely forget that I exist. And it's not
Ah,
even the first time that has happened.
and that really sucks
Like,
too.
am I that fucking, invisible?
And that sucks.
Generally, it does suck, bro. Okay, like, I came back from a fucking dinner last night, okay? Which is why I didn't stream last night. But, I went to dinner. It was one of those semi-high profile dinner, right?
Hmm.
Good morning, dude. It's not morning, bro. It's not fucking morning, bro. How are
Uh,
you, Meow?
hello and
Oh, you're
morning, both
doing
of you.
good.
Hope this all is going great. Welcome, Meow. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream.
But yeah, I was at the dinner last night, right? It was
Hmm.
a pretty okay dinner.
What do you eat? Lamb chops again?
Nah. It was like a full course Chinese meal or something where you had the entree, the soup, and then the main course, and then the dessert. There was a lot of fucking food, but they were spaced out very weirdly.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress. The guy was handing out tea. Okay, they had
Okay.
waiters handing out tea and everything because that was the
Okay.
only beverage. They gave to basically everyone the tea. But when it comes to me, the tea fucking finishes, so he has to go to the back and I had to wait like five to
Oh.
10 minutes for the tea to come. And that's not the first time it happened because I went to another event where they serve brunch or something or tea time.
Okay.
Okay. And once the food was done, they were handing out cakes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
As they were handing out the cakes, they hand out to everyone at the table but me. Because
Oh.
he ran out of cake. He went to the back. I think I waited like 15 to 20 minutes. And I had to call the guy and be like, hey, where's my dessert? And he was, oh, sorry, I'll go grab it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's a curse or something, but apparently I'm an easily ignorable guy.
That sucks, honestly. Like legit, I'd
And
be
like,
pissed.
remember when you called me for the stream last week or something?
Yeah.
You know how I said I was in school because we were playing it was teachers association, kind of like sports day.
Mm-hmm.
One of the games we play is that all the boys, all the male teachers,
Mm-hmm.
have to tie a balloon to their ankle,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to pop another person's balloon. It's basically battle royale.
Okay.
There are no teaming. I managed to get third place by entirely just staying in a corner, by running away and staying in a corner of a in an arena that is the size of like half a futsal area. You know, have you
You
ever
should
seen a
have stayed in
futsal
the
area?
corner, to be honest. If you stay in the
No, no,
corner,
no. Like,
maybe.
yeah, I stay in the corner, but you know, from that time there will be people coming over. But here's the thing:
Hmm?
maybe because I'm fat or something, they don't expect me to be somewhat agile. But because I never told them I did saber fencing, and saber fencing requires a lot of jumping side to side and backwards. Whenever they come to me, I just keep on moving side to side and backwards until they're like,
You're
I
lucky
only
you're
lost
agile.
because I lost because I got cornered by two teachers and they managed to slip their leg behind my leg and then pop the balloon.
Oh, basically. Uh,
But it was fun. It's a great fun.
mhm. I think it's really
So,
interesting, though.
do you think the fishing market's going to recover from all this from the corona? Because pretty
That's a
sure
good
it was
question.
hit hard.
I think that it might actually recover. Like, even in Japan, I think it's been recovering because there's definitely folks who are going out there to fish. That's also a first in our podcast, by the way.
What? Someone died?
Yeah. But yeah, I think the fishing market is definitely going to recover. Because, I mean, who doesn't like fresh seafood?
I
Unless you
mean,
don't eat.
I know it's going to recover, but the problem is
Mm-hmm.
due to the price of oil, the cost of fish is increasing. The sale
Yeah,
price
that's
of fish
true. Oil is
is
definitely getting
increasing.
more expensive nowadays.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not helping when one of the major producer of oil is currently at war and is using said oil to provide equipment to the country they're invading. But
Kizu, why did I say Keith? Kaka Keith, I think that the fish market, the issue is because, like in the beginning, because of the pandemic, there's definitely going to be
yeah,
folks who are buying less. And when they buy less, it becomes a less
it,
profitable
yeah, it's
job.
not just a matter of buying less,
Hmm.
but it was because due to the pandemic and the lockdowns, a lot of fish markets were closed because a lot of restaurants are closed,
Hmm.
and a lot of fishermen end up without work for a bit. But here's the thing: the fishing market is very lucrative.
What?
It's a rather dangerous and um is a dangerous and like uncomfortable job.
Hmm.
But I did meet with one of the fishermen during a like not a study but during a meeting,
Hmm.
because one of the job we have is designing boats and making boats for the fishermen, which kind of doesn't make sense right there here, but I work with boats. End of
That's
story.
interesting.
um and one of we were talking to the fisherman, and one of the big boss of the fisherman basically said that fishermen, they make a lot of money. Let's
Hmm.
say they go out to sea 3 times a week.
Hmm.
Every time they go out, you can expect their pay for the captain
Hmm.
to be around 5K minimum, 10K ringgits, and for the crew maybe 3 4K.
I'm
That
not
is
sure if
one
that's a
time every
lot
time
in
they go out.
Malaysia standards, but
Um, to give perspective for 10K, okay, for perspective, my car is 30K. That's the cost of my car. And the
so
cost
3
of
days of
diploma
work,
in
right?
Malaysia is 30K.
You're
Yeah, it's
saying
about 3 days work as a fisherman, yeah.
three
But the
days work
problem,
is
the
10K, right?
problem with fishermen is
Hmm.
that, yeah, yeah, yeah. The problem with fishermen is that they do not have a um income report.
Mm.
Hence, they're very limited. Some of them can't even open a bank account or anything because bank account wants to see details of employment, and
Yeah.
then they can't buy cars or houses easily because once again they want to see details of employment.
Mhm.
So that's the problem they face. But regardless, it is not weird for you to see if you got a fisherman that have their shit together.
Mhm.
I'm talking about deep ocean fishermen, by the way, not the small time one, but proper one that goes to sea and catches big loads of fish.
Mhm.
Um, it's not weird to see that they have like 3 4 wives, they have multiple cars, they can change car basically every month.
Mhm.
The only thing, it is a very difficult, grueling, and dangerous job.
No, I definitely bet. I definitely understand that.
Because one of the reasons it's so dangerous, the time where you can catch the most fish is during a storm.
Mm.
Because during a storm, fish would be swimming at a much higher depth
Mhm.
than they would normally because the ocean's swelling and everything, so they'll be more inclined to go up.
Mhm.
Which is why one of the signs of a tsunami is when a lot of fish ends up stranded on the beach, or you start catching a lot of fish all of a sudden at the shore, on shore, or near shore. What was the topic again? I feel like it
We were
went on a
talking about
very long
fishermen.
tangent.
Also, Kakaki, if you prefer, do you want me to call you Kakakizu or
I'm gonna call him Big Balls McGee.
your son?
Yes.
Is that what you're gonna call your?
I
Also,
can
once
call him
again,
Pet Uncle as
Kakaki,
well, I
you do
guess.
have an invitation. You do have an invitation to join us if you're available at the moment, because I know that during Kakaki's episode, Sig, you did join in, and I believe it
Did
was for
I?
your birthday as well. This one was on your birthday, so it was actually on 6/6, which, funny
Was it?
enough, we're now on episode 66.
Wait, did I actually join in? I don't remember.
Yeah, you joined in on Keith's episode because you were
Oh, did
streaming.
I? Huh.
Wait, was it
Honestly, I
actually on?
don't remember. Okay, let's be honest here. I don't remember much things because
There's a lot.
coping mechanism. You can't feel sad for the things that happened in the past if you can't even remember what happened to you 5 minutes ago. So I genuinely don't remember what happened.
No.
Like my memory lasts maybe about 5 minutes tops, unless it's something that's super important or super weird.
Mm-hmm.
It'll last for like 5 minutes maybe at most, and then it's just poof gone.
Actually, funny enough, it was the day before your birthday. Actually, so this was June 5th.
Was it? Huh.
Yeah, and then funny enough,
Interesting.
the episode after Kaka Keith was actually with Jen.
Hmm.
So Kaka Keith was episode 41. So that is 25 episodes. Yeah, 25 episodes ago.
Did I actually do anything for my birthday this year? Because I don't remember. Did I actually do anything?
It's
I don't think I did,
okay.
right?
Resting in the mo- I'm glad that you get some chance to rest though. It's been a while. How have you been though, Kaka Keith? Same as well if you're still here, Mal.
Hmm.
How are you doing? You were in episode 41 and then you were there when I was playing horror games. And like that. Pretty busy. Or is life better though for you?
What should I
In
have
that case that
something
is
to
good.
do?
In that case is good. I did hear that you guys talking about Kakaki. I do remember that hearing from
Hmm.
Sig that you're actually coming to Malaysia soon. Pretty soon.
What am I doing? Not with the stream, but I feel like I was supposed to do something today, but I completely forgot other than the stream.
Oh, you're going December. Wow, lucky. I'm not sure if I'll be
Oh yeah, I
there.
already have like the tickets on the table right now, waiting to be used for Comic Fiesta.
Oh yeah, she's coming to CF, right? She's going to CF, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
The question is, how do you stop people from accidentally stepping on her? Do you know that Keith is legally legally classified as a fucking
A dwarf?
no midget.
By the way, as tradition, I must ask: do you believe that Argonians deserve rights?
No, no one does. I'm a racist. Everyone does. Nobody deserves rights. Kill them all.
You better not misplace it. That yes, you better not misplace it. Oi, stepping on me? What? Honestly, you need to make sure that you take good care of Kochi.
What could go wrong? Probably a stampede, but
The most based or the most besieged Enwa. I have no question. I have no answer to that question. Wow, bro. Well, just in case you guys don't know, it's my IRL friend from high school.
You have friends?
Are you surprised?
Surprisingly, yes. Because you seem like the kind of person who would sit alone and like be put on a watch list by the school because they're like, okay, this guy is always alone.
You want to
Make sure
hear a funny
to
story?
secretly check his
You,
bags
you
during
want to hear a
recess.
funny story actually?
Yeah, what's up?
At one point, like this was before I started really interacting with Wild Rose. Yeah, I was practically somewhat like that kid. I was alone. Um, by the way, if you remove half of your head, you look like a death bird. But yeah,
That's a
I
good one.
used
Love it.
to be quite alone in high school lah.
Right.
Before I started hanging out a lot with Wild Rose. There were friends that basically stabbed me in the back. Bluntly said. And I still remember getting kicked out of tables for that.
So you got butt fucked.
Not exactly. I know you're interested in that, especially after the time you engaged in your own yaoi moment, but sorry, but no.
Giddy. It's weird to think that at one point I almost got like engaged or something. Not really engaged, but
Oh
like
yeah, you almost got engaged,
yeah.
yeah, with a guy, right?
It wasn't an almost, but you know,
Yeah.
plans almost made.
Yeah, Kaka Keith, you didn't know about this, but then Cygnet is actually in a yaoi relationship.
Yeah, right.
You should definitely ask him about it. No, it's a new dad, by
Nah,
the
dude,
way.
this is
It's
a
a new
very
dad, by the
long
way.
time, Keith. It's a very long time ago, Keith. It's a story from long ago. This was before I even got a fucking girlfriend, bro.
No, I still remember it was with Delilah, right?
Huh? No, this is dude. Delilah was a joke. Remember?
Yeah, I know Delilah
Delilah
was
was a joke when we were singing that song,
It's okay. I
but
still
it
gonna
happened like
call
a
that person mom.
very long time ago. Yeah, it's very old. Like it was very very old.
I still remember. What ended up
When was
happening
it?
was
I think that was when I was still.
you
I
were
think that was in
qualified.
2019, and
Oh,
then when I got the call, but then it never got anywhere because it just never got anywhere.
wait.
Anywhere
Then
because
when
it
did you
was
get a
more like an
girlfriend?
arranged thing.
Just curious.
Oh, you didn't know?
No. I know you talked about. I still remember you mentioned about you being engaged to someone. But when did you get a girlfriend in that case? Because you said
When I was in college, basically, she confessed to me. I was like, um, well, to be fair, because like I've been talking to them for quite a bit in college, so she confessed to me, and I was like,
mm-hmm.
yeah, sure, yeah.
How much
And
did you
then
pay her?
nothing actually, because I'm the kind of person that whenever I go out with someone, regardless of who they are, unless they are married with me, I'll basically say we're splitting this.
Is that why you guys broke apart? Or
No, actually, it's because during the pandemic, we just start talking less and less, and that's it.
did she actually ask to, like bring it up? Like, oh, let's just break up, or was it?
No. But at one point, she just ghosted me, so I was like, sure, whatever. Like, she would ask me a question, I would answer it, and then that'll be the end of the conversation. It was like a one sentence thing. I tried to get conversation going, but it doesn't. And yeah, that's it.
It do be like that sometimes. It definitely do be like that sometimes.
Because like, I remember someone once told me that if the answer is a no,
Mm-hmm.
no, sorry, if the answer was never a yes,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be a hard no. Like if they don't say, if you know, or if like they started ghosting you, that means that they're probably no longer interested or anything,
Mm-hmm.
or they're busy. But more of the time, if they ghosted you too much, or like after like a few times they ghosted you, it is what it is.
And then you gotta
And
tell it.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
definitely.
before people will say, "Oh, maybe that's why he said," trust me, I felt nothing.
That is quite blunt. But you know what my friend said that I actually it made me laugh a bit. Lucky I had to pay
What,
100k GP and an Abby whip for a GF. Never logged back in after.
bruh? The guy fucking got fucked.
Thankfully, if you don't understand, I believe this is a reference to RuneScape. It's a game.
Yeah, yeah. I
Wait, did
know.
you
Don't
play?
worry.
Did you play as well?
Uh, okay. Here's the thing. I never really played it hard,
Mm-hmm.
but I know of it because I was of that era where I've seen people meme about it a lot.
Because I used to play it a lot, and one thing I really remember is the buying GF in Lumbee. Also, good luck, have fun. Thank you very much, Papa Jen. Funny enough, yeah, because I actually was in a there was a
Oh
situation
my
where
god.
I actually have been confessed to in RS before. That's the funny story. Yeah, just for the record, 100k and Abby joke. Yeah, they're not worth much. It's just a joke.
It's just a joke. Da 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 da. It's just a joke. It's a song. I like that song. Actually, it's just a joke. It's a good song. But yeah, pat da da da. Oh, don't worry, Keith. I really don't feel anything. I think at that point I was more depressed because I had no idea what I was doing, whether or not I'm actually going to graduate from college or not because I wasn't able to cope up with online studying.
Oh yeah, I still remember that
So
moment. Did you end
yeah,
up
yeah.
graduating
Like
though, or?
I'm the kind of person. I'm
Mm-hmm.
the kind of person that really don't care much about relationship. Like if I break up, I break up.
Hmm.
If they leave me, they leave me. Uh,
What if your wife
hence
leaves you though?
why I mean it's better they leave me rather than they fucking fuck around. You know,
Okay, yeah,
I might prefer
that one makes
just
sense.
straight up splitting up. That's easier.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I remember having a conversation with one of the friends on Discord where it's like, yeah, everyone in this group, referring to a group that I am, cough cough, you might know it, has some form of relationship issues except for Cygnet, and then my good friend Matt calls me something on the line of, yeah, Cygnet's basically a emotional black hole because I
That
become a
is
person
not
that
true. Definitely, it's not true.
I mean to a degree it is because oh god, I just realized I went full serious. Haha, fuckty wuckty. Yeah, that's usually what happens. I don't like to go full serious at any time because like I can either cry about it and nothing happens, or
Mm-hmm.
move on and laugh and nothing still happens, but at least I have a good laugh. You know what I mean?
I definitely get how you feel about that.
Like, there are a lot of things you can cry for. You can cry
Mm-hmm.
for someone dying, you
Mm-hmm.
can cry for dying,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have people crying for valid reasons. And I don't, personally, I don't think that breaking up with someone who isn't even your wife or your life partner is something worth crying for. That is a very hot take for me because I know there are people who definitely won't agree with that. But personally, I feel that if you aren't married,
Mm-hmm.
the relationship ain't worth shit. which is also one of the reasons why I've been single the whole time, unless someone decides to, I don't mind waiting for you, and say that to me, because, like, if you're not married, it's not worth it.
If someone actually says they're waiting for me, I'll actually really, really go doki doki, to be blunt. Like, legit, if I end up in a relationship, most likely it'll be with the one that I think, like, there's a possible future with. Because...
Yeah, exactly. But, personally speaking, I highly doubt that's ever going to happen in the near future. I highly doubt it's going to happen in the far future.
You cannot... Because we don't know, basically, in other words.
Yeah. So for duality at final wall, so if you cry over losing a girl, don't worry, I cry over less. Okay, here's the thing. Don't worry. Okay, Rose, here's the thing. Technically, you can die when you lose against a boss in a game, because at some point the game actually does become your life. So I kind of feel that. I think the first scene in a movie or in a show that made me almost want to cry was in High School DxD. That was this one scene when they were fighting, and it kind of strung a heart in me. I don't know why, because at that point it was one of my first animes, so it kind of pulled me in. And another scene that almost made me lose my shit was in Sword Art Online, the first season, when it was the Christmas special where the girl that Kirito was with died, and there was a Christmas gift left for him.
Oh. I can somewhat understand. But for me, one thing I would say that's a bit sad is actually I'm the type that doesn't cry. I don't really cry that easily.
So... Yeah, I know, but it wasn't a cry, but more of you feel tears welling up, but that's about it.
No, even like that, sometimes it's not the case. Like someone tells me a super sad thing. Yeah. Even if I feel okay, I think I might want to cry, I wouldn't cry. Because I don't really feel like I need to cry. Even if I need to cry.
I genuinely think I know you feel. Yeah, I genuinely know how you feel, because one of the teachers that taught me for a long time passed away, so I went to her funeral, saw her getting buried and whatnot. As much sad as I feel, I can only feel that feeling of sadness, but there wasn't even much tears welling up in my eyes. Then again, I'm the kind of person that cries maybe twice, thrice a year. Because if you see me crying or you see me losing my shit, that means I've been bottling up for a long time. So I let it go, and then I'll probably cry for maybe at most 30 minutes one day, or 1 hour, or maybe the whole day. And the next day I'll just go on, or then after I finish crying, I'll just go on as if nothing happened.
I think with me, it's I would cry if it means if I probably lost something that's super, super, super important. But then usually I would try to hold it in, because I think it's just the way you're raised like that. I'm not sure if you
true.
But then the guys don't cry type of thing. I think that one's basically even though I don't necessarily believe it. No, I don't believe that guys can't cry. Yeah, guys can cry, but it's just I can't change my personality. Bluntly said.
Same.
So
it's a saying, so I won't cry, no, I won't.
But you end up
doing just as long as you stand by me. Oh, darling, stand by me.
Yes, you're darling Delilah.
Stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea. Yeah, I don't remember the lyrics after that, actually. I think it's I won't cry, and then it goes in a fucking loop. I guess people are wondering why my character model is swerving around. It's because I'm swerving on my chair.
I think I like how you dance as well when you're singing.
Do I dance when I sing?
I feel like you're the type that does that, to be honest.
Not really, but I guess sort of. I move a bit.
It seems like it feels like when you get old, when you actually become an adult, you would be the type that would just be listening to music and just start moving around.
Here's the thing. I don't quite dance because my method of dancing should not be classified as a dance. It's more of like, you know, those kind of like fucking, you know, those 80s kind of like shuffle that people do when they're singing or listening to music.
Hey, that was
But it's not
considered
quite
dance in the
dancing.
80s, so you can consider that
Yeah,
dance.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. But in modern day stand, it's definitely not a dance because you're just moving a bit, you know.
Mm-mm. No, I definitely get that.
So when are we going on a karaoke? Because I don't know, I feel like doing karaoke,
You can sing
but
if
I
you
don't
want,
feel
but
like
I'm not
streaming
gonna
it.
sing.
Why not?
Why not? Because I actually got to prep stuff. And
Speaking about singing,
hmm?
go on,
Speaking about singing, what?
go on.
No, I just said I need to prep stuff. Also, folks are saying the man himself is here. Apparently, you have gained quite a bit of fan base. You doing karaoke
Have
now?
I?
No, I'm not doing karaoke.
Yeah, he's doing karaoke now. What do you mean the man himself is
Karaoke
here?
was the one. If I remember correctly, it cost like $100. Me to do like a
Yeah,
karaoke stream.
yeah. So pull up money, ladies and gentlemen, and give money to us so that we can misuse it.
Uh,
Anyway, who is saying that the man himself is here?
no, that was actually in a DM. That was in a DM in a group chat.
Right, right, right.
Because I think folks do know who you are.
Why would
Because
they know who I am?
within the OGs, we all know who Mr. Haram is. Even though you're quite halal for a haram
So
dude.
that's my own that's my new fucking nickname now, Mr. Haram.
I feel like calling you Pakchik Haram would be quite nice, to be honest. But even
Fuck
though you're like
off,
an
no. Because Aki Haram sounds like I sell fucking food at the fucking school canteen.
or Mr. Haram. What about
N-
Mr. Haram?
No.
How about Dato Haram?
Dato Haram makes me feel like a fucking rich person, so I guess so, yes.
In that case, in that case, your title will now become Dato Haram.
Yeah, oh no, actually call me Tun Haram.
Hey, how about Tunku Haram?
Tunku Haram. Okay, Tunku Haram I'll probably get fucking sued by the
You
government.
would actually you would be in
Because
trouble if
like
you
okay,
actually
because you know the word Tunku is like reserved for like
the prince, the royal family,
royalties or
y'all.
something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't want to touch that, bro.
Hey, Tuanku
I
Haram.
don't want to touch.
Tuanku.
No, I don't want to touch that, bro.
Or
I
let me mute
don't want to
myself when
end
I'm
up in
saying this.
jail.
Let me mute myself when I'm saying this.
Bodoh. God, fucking hell. Babila.
I'm looking forward to seeing Jalan Tun Haram,
Jalan Tun Haram.
a road
Okay.
named after you. Jalan Tun Haram.
Okay, I've been on Umrah before. I've been on mini pilgrimage before to Mecca.
Hmm.
And before you do pilgrimage, you have to like make sure you're in the right mind so that you know you have to visit a certain spot, make sure you're in the right mind, like you have to recite a few prayers before going in. That's
Yes.
the simplest way I can explain it.
Okay.
And to go there, it's a bit outside of Mecca. So you either go in a tour group, in a bus, or in a van, or you go in a taxi.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go in the taxi, you reach there. Of course, the taxi gonna go away or like find other customers that is going back to Mecca. Once you've done your prayers and everything at the place, you're gonna want to take a taxi back to Mecca, right?
Hmm.
Do you want to know what the taxi driver would be shouting to get people's attention?
Haram, haram.
Yes, haram, haram, al haram, al haram, haram. So that if you don't know, you'll be like, huh, am I doing something wrong? But here's the thing. Some people in Mecca they pronounce it as al haram, which means sort of like not really forbidden land, but it's called al haram because there are certain things that are not allowed to do,
Mm-hmm.
which is why they call it. Which is why the big mosque is called Masjid al Haram,
Mm-hmm.
and some people call other than Makkatul Mukarram, they call it Makkah al Haram because they are
Mm-hmm.
because in Mecca is basically the place where even if you think about it, depending on what you're doing, some of your thoughts can be considered a sin,
Mhm.
and your thoughts can also be the thing that give you, good points. I do not remember what the word is in English, so I'll call it good points.
You can say Arabic or Malay if you want.
Yeah, but I'll just use it, the English term. But yeah,
Hey, imagine
such and
one thing though.
such. What?
Tun Haji haram.
Tunahi haram. Okay, here's the thing. The worst part is, I think there might be someone called that Tunahi haram.
Wait, out of curiosity, Kakaki, have you been to Mecca before yet? Have you completed
Okay,
Hajj yet?
there is no one named Tunahi haram,
Mm.
but there was a. But for some reason, when I Googled Tun Haji Harami,
Mm-hmm.
it appears there was someone who was called that. And he was born in 1875 in the state of Johor.
Johor, let's go!
To be fair, it's not a surprise considering Johor was at one point a empire,
Yeah.
and it was and like uh was it Sultan Abu Bakar? Sultan Abu Bakar, a great friend of Queen Victoria, was even awarded or gifted the not nickname but the title of Emperor of Johor by Queen Victoria.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That is actually pretty interesting. As for Kaka Keith, I do hope you get the chance to visit Mecca one day. And complete Hajj.
Speaking of Hajj, did you know that apparently something I just learned recently is that how Malaysia has the Tabung Haji, which is like a bank for like Islamic banking for going for Hajj.
Wait, I know that you guys have Islamic banking, but then what is that? What Islamic banking is for?
No. Islamic banking is basically banking where there is no like what's the word? It's not like interest, but let me Google. Riba in English.
If Ada
I've forgotten the word in
Rezeki,
English.
hopefully.
It's called usury or interest.
Oh, there's no.
Islamic banking basically does not have interest
Is it like
for the bank, basically.
so you don't?
I can't quite explain it because it's very like complicated.
But is this better
But
to be in Islamic banking or not better?
better. It's actually better because chances of you losing money is not there.
Okay.
Like, and apparently Islamic banking started in Malaysia, if I'm not mistaken.
Then in that case, what's the requirements for Islam for
Oh no,
joining
sorry,
Islamic
it's in
banking?
Egypt. It started in Egypt.
Then what's the requirements to join Islamic banking, if I may ask?
Nothing.
You don't need to be Muslim in order to do
No,
that. Oh.
no. Like, even if you're a non-Muslim, you can ask to be part of Islamic banking.
Wait, what's
Let me pass this
other
over to you.
Rizeki? Just curious.
What's what? Other Razaki. Razaki means how do I say this?
Is it like funding or?
It's not faith. Sustenance, sort of, but not really. Razaki means something that you get. And
Sorry,
it's kind of
Kakak Keith. Bahasa Melayu tak
unpredictable.
tahu. You're forgetting that you
Some say provision, some say blessing. I would say mostly like blessing. Because like Rizaki is a difficult word to translate because it covers a big portion. Because according like wealth is a form of Rizaki, health is a form of Rizaki, the graying of your hair is also a form of Rizaki.
Oh, I think I
So it's
understand
like
what you're trying to say. It's basically anything that shows
good.
progress, right? Progress in a sense, good progress.
Anything that shows progress, anything that shows good, anything that shows luck is Rizaki.
I'm guessing the graying of
Rizaki
the hair is
is
because it means that you're at least surviving your older days, right? Or
yes.
Mm.
Exactly. I think you'll like this.
In that case, I
Oh,
definitely would respect Rizeki. I think that'll
here you
be.
go. You might want to read that. It's about the origin of Tabuhagi. I by the way, I really like Richard Kerr
Mhm.
because in lieu of people on Reddit and Twitter keep making as if Malaysia is the worst country to live, Richard Kerr always points out that we're not the greatest, but we've definitely
On the
have
worst.
great potential and we have done a lot of good things as well. Because let's be honest, nowhere in this world is perfect, right?
Mhm.
The funny part is we have Malaysians who say, "Oh, Malaysian is bad, America is better," and you also have Americans that say America is bad, Malaysia is better. Because
I
at
think
the
it's
end of the
mixed, to be
day,
honest. Everything has its charm and its.
yeah, exactly. And honestly, I say Malaysia isn't is actually a great place to live because although we're not the best place to live in terms of politics, it's not the worst either because we don't have riots every day like certain places do. We don't have coup d'etats. And when people say, "Oh, it's a threat to Malaysian democracy," it was the thing that happened wasn't even a gun or like a crazy uprising. It was a very peaceful transition. Everything was done democratically. The ministers were the parliaments, the politicians were the one who voted for it. So on my end, when people just like putting shit in their mouth and spitting it out just to make headlines, just to make political noise. And I'm not making this as if I'm supporting the government. No, because to me, every other political party is the same. They're supporting the same bullshit, and
Mhm.
the people at fault are the people who believe those bullshit. At the end of the day, I say both people have their own points. They make good points from time to time. They both make bad points. But the bad part is you do have people who refuses to understand this because they are busy with a stick up their ass.
Mhm.
God, I finally say something I usually avoid on stream, which is politics, but that's the end of it. Yeah. For me, politics is a great matter. Yeah.
It definitely is. Definitely is.
Because, like, people are like, oh, how could people vote for this person? He's a fucking dictator. That is because Malaysia is better than America are people who want to beat the LGBT people. I mean, to be fair, do we have school shootings in Malaysia? That's one part of it.
Wait, what
And
was it?
do we have, very obvious threats of terrorism in Malaysia? We really don't. Do we send our young people to die in another country because we are quote unquote bringing democracy to? We don't. So if you look at one spectrum, you could say, "Oh yeah, Malaysia's people say Malaysia is better because we want to do bad things." That's one part of it, maybe, but it's not the whole story of it. Let's see. We have good healthcare to the point that did you know that prior to the pandemic, Malaysia is actually one of the top destinations for health tourism in Southeast Asia. In fact, when I went to Indonesia for a business meeting, one of the local guys, the taxi driver, basically said, "Oh yeah, Malaysia is very good for health because over here in Sumatra, a lot of people would run an agency, quote unquote, that would take people from Indonesia to Malaysia to do health because actually in Malaysia it is cheaper. We have cheaper electronics, and you can say a majority of the world's microchips are produced in Malaysia and then exported out. In fact, do you remember the shortage last year or the year before
Which
during the
chips
pandemic?
shortage?
Yeah, the microchip shortage.
Please explain a bit about it.
Okay. During the pandemic, there was an issue where people are saying a lot of electronics are getting expensive or are expensive because there's a shortage on microchips. And partly the reason being is that one of the biggest manufacturer of microchips in Malaysia had a hiccup in their production line due to COVID. I don't remember it's lockdown or because of something else, but because they had to stop production, that caused um when you stop production, you basically stop the flow of items. As you stop the flow of items, you reduce the amount of items available in the market. when the amount of item available in the market is less than the amount of item being bought by the market, you have a shortage.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, because the factory had a problem, it caused trouble. We have a lot of good things in Malaysia that people usually don't see because they refuse to see it. And I remember seeing that, people were comparing everything and whatnot, but, it is what it is. We can go on and on, but if people refuses to, at least consider your opinion, no matter how much you say, they won't listen. But yeah, I feel that Malaysia itself isn't a bad place to live, you know? And like when people say, eh, yeah.
That was actually interesting, honestly.
Yeah.
But wait, how did we get
But
into politics in the first place?
I don't know.
That is definitely interesting. Like I actually took a look at your Twitter, like the Twitter thing.
Yeah.
One thing.
Oh yeah, by the way, did you know that one of the champion for, I think, stair climbing or whatnot is a Malaysian?
Really?
As well, yeah. And did you know that Malaysia has a... Oh, no, I cannot say this because it's under NDA.
Malaysia has a what?
No.
You could DM it to me.
One of the manufacturing... No, wait, let me think. I think they've published it.
But then, yeah, not saying that there aren't good things, just that there are people that like to cover their beliefs using statements like Malaysian is better. But then, yeah,
I mean, yeah, of course, but you can say that for everything in this world,
Yeah, I think what you're trying to say, Sig, is that each country has its own flaws and its own charms.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Everything has their own flaws. Like, you can't expect there to be a place in this world where everything is better because remember, to say that a place is better means it has to fit everyone. And that is impossible because everyone is different, everyone has different needs. So what you see is good does not mean it's good for someone else. So which is why, at the end of the day, I can say that Malay is better, but if someone else feels it's the opposite, it will remain the opposite.
Not necessarily always, but yeah, you can't really change how a person thinks, bluntly say.
Oh yeah, never mind, there you go. Yeah. It's online, so I can say it. Basically, yeah, America's healthcare is fucked, but it's fucked in the sense of pricing, but at the end of the day, they still have good. If you can pay for medical in America, it's good, but if you can't for it, it's bad. They kind of min-max
even
it.
some doctors, right, aren't really that professionally trained. Bluntly said, the quality of doctors have definitely decreased throughout the years.
True, but at the same time, you can say that about everywhere in the world where, oh yeah, some doctors are not good. I can say that about Malaysia as well because I've seen some doctors who aren't good, At the end of the day, then again, I'm the kind of person who always wants to sit on the fence about everything. Anyway, yeah. Did you know that Malaysia is one of the first country to actually to process palm husk, what do you call it? Palm, palm oil, palm trees.
Yeah.
And then you get the waste of it, the husk and whatnot. From that, you can process it into graphene and graphite. And Malaysia is one of the first countries to actually do it, to actually try to do it on a massive scale. Fun fact, I'm actually involved in that project. And fun fact, I can't say anymore.
Fun fact is,
I was actually at the launch of the during that event. I was actually at the launch, but I was sitting in the back because we're the people doing the invincible hand stuff. But
by the way,
I just said too much.
You already said more than enough. Like,
yeah, never mind. Moving on.
So what? Can you explain a bit more about graphene?
TLDR, it's basic. You remember the whole stuff about nanotechnology and whatnot?
Yes.
That basically, because is it graphene or graphite? I get it confused. I'm on
Graphene
business
is
part,
the
so
single layered. Graphite is
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, basically from PKS, palm kernel shell is what you call it. From PKS, you can get activated carbon. From the activated carbon, you can get graphite. From graphite, you can get graphene. So it's like half, 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 half. So from
I
one,
like how you're giving good information that's probably public already.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pretty much public
But can you tell us
because
more about the
that's
process of it? Even though you're on an NDA, I'm just kidding. Don't actually tell us about the process.
no. The process is simple. You know, you just put it. You just run it through a machine and done.
Can you tell us about the specifications of the machine?
I
Not,
actually don't know the specification of the machine because I want the part that things how to make money with it and
but
how
I
to
think yeah, you
utilize it
could
in
definitely
other
make a lot of money
purposes.
because graphene is definitely
Yeah,
something that.
graphene is very expensive. Here's the thing, right? I can't say much about the process itself
Mm.
because the part I'm involved in is on how to use it alongside purposes that people usually don't see how to use it.
Ah, okay.
I can't say much more than that.
You already said
I'm
a
sitting
lot.
on a big fucking wire. So can we move on from this topic smoothly?
So quickly shifting from our topic about well, jokes aside. On another note, just curious. What are your hobbies? I know that you've done driving streams, and I definitely would want to do one of those one of these days. But just curious, how did you get into driving streams?
I turn on my camera during a Discord and call it a day.
Okay. In
Or
that
I'm playing
case,
on my racing rig. I turn OBS, press start, and that's it.
okay. In that case, back to the topic about the graphene. Because it seems like this based on your comment, I feel like the graphene will have much more to talk about. You do know I'm messing with you, right? I wouldn't actually do
I
that.
know, I know.
Um, just in case the audience is thinking that I'm just trying to get this guy to say NDA stuff. No, actually, it's because
For legal reasons, we are joking, by the way.
yeah. Because like
When
honestly,
am I gonna do
I
this
think one
part?
thing you'll realize is when you see me on a podcast with someone that I'm close to, it's either that we barely chat because I've already asked them and I already know a lot of the answers to the questions, or I'm just going to end up like shit talking with them, or casually trying to jokingly making them asking like
Yeah.
the wrong questions, basically.
But we've like shit talked too so much with each other that we actually run out of things to talk about in this podcast. And it's your fault for like calling me, you waited what, 66 fucking episodes to call me in when
You
you've known me
actually joined in
before
an
episode
episode
1.
41 though. You joined in
Yeah, you
41.
asked me and I kept on saying, sure, just give me a time. And you never fucking did.
Hey, come on. At least you have the time now. At least you got 66, which was the number that you wanted because your birthday is on June 6th,
Yeah.
2001.
And I regretted smacking the table because now I feel like taking a shit. Like the feeling of taking a shit has gone by, sailed past, but now it's back.
No. How about you smack the table again? Just to show your point.
No. When are you gonna do Discord cooking? Oh yeah, I used to
Yeah,
cook
I
on
think you
Discord
should
from
do
time
more
to time.
Discord cooking, to be honest.
Honestly, I haven't had much time to cook lately, so
Like with your planta and such, I still remember how you always put like a good small of planta while you're wearing your skirt. And man,
I swear to God, the next time you call it a skirt, there is going to be a report by the CIA about your house.
I still remember you were like, I wouldn't be pissed if you said it was a dress, right? Was it a dress or what did you say?
It's a fucking robe.
No, I know it's a robe, but then you at one point you were like, you wouldn't be pissed if you said a dress or something like that. But because you said a skirt, which is like 2 piece, that's why you're like, hmm.
Oh God.
So when are you actually gonna wear a skirt like that?
Considering it's haram, probably never. Hey man, even I have certain lines I don't pass through, bro. As haram as I am very
No, no,
selective
I
of the
know,
haram I do.
I know the haram that you wouldn't do. You wouldn't eat pork, you wouldn't drink, and you wouldn't do a lot of the
Yeah, I
haram
think that
things.
the things I won't do is ingest substances. Any
You wouldn't.
substances that is haram, I won't ingest.
I think the only haram things you would do is like saying and of course haram haram.
No, no, I don't really do like dating either. Like date the kind where you hold hands
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
I know that
physical. Yeah,
you're
don't.
quite you didn't even hold hands with your GF.
Yeah. I'm the kind of person who actively avoids handshaking as well. Does that?
Well, you actually handshake Genjen and uh what's
Yeah,
it
no,
called?
because they're males, you dumbass. Yeah, yeah.
So we actually got a pure boy over here.
Yeah, like I said, I am surprisingly pure. Like my brains is fucked, but other than that, I'm surprisingly pure.
That's why I think we say something like within MWI like I may be the purest, but then the second one would be Cygnet actually potentially.
Plot twist. I'm the purest of all.
Well, where's the plot twist? I've never dated before. Why? So when are you going to blow up a giant squid again?
I don't know. Maybe when I actually start to feel like recording.
When you're
Like I've
playing
been,
Minecraft again?
there's a lot of things I want to record, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it because I don't feel like it.
So when are you going to make another video about how nature is beautiful?
God, that's probably not gonna happen considering I've really changed.
Yeah, you definitely. Wait, just curious, what was in your mind at the time? Like, what was your personality like when you were younger?
You know how I'm quite pure when it comes to touching right now?
Yeah.
Think that times two and add a very pure mind.
A cute kid, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I would say
Like,
I'm a bit
I feel like
adorable.
you're the type of person that Makchik would just pinch your cheeks and like that.
Yeah. I was the kind that would laugh more than I would cry, I guess.
Hmm.
And like I'm the kind that would find everything fun and interesting. God,
Oh
I wish
my
I was like
god,
that
he's the
now.
cute boy.
And like I was the kind who used to be like stupid creative, like everything like I just draw whatever I want, I can always think of something to draw and whatnot. God, I wish I was that innocent. Now. I
Just
think like world would be more fun if I was that way.
you would be more positive, to be honest, or optimistic.
To be fair, I am positively negative
Yeah, I
in a weird
agree.
way.
I think I'm similar to that, to be honest, because like it's just how like it's not necessarily how I was raised, but then it's like what I have seen and what I've been through. That's why
Yeah.
it makes me like oh, like I can't be super optimistic anymore. I used to be definitely super
Yeah.
optimistic, super happy and like that, but I can't make myself or force myself to do that.
Oh yeah, it's election season, so all the posters and flags are going up. Last night, after dropping the person I was with, basically my business partner,
Hmm.
after dropping my business partner off, I had to drive past a graveyard. Well, it
Hmm.
wasn't a big one. It's just a short. I think it's like a 50, 100 meter drive to pass the graveyard. I was like, and it was midnight, near midnight, so I was a bit scared. But I lost my fear because like another 100 meter, like 50 meters in front of the graveyard, right down the road, are a bunch of people from different political parties staring each other down as they're putting up flags. So
Must be
I'm like,
interesting.
I completely forgotten about the whole like ghost or horror thing. I was just like being amused looking at all the people like putting up flags and everything.
I feel like the ghost would be even more like concerned about this, if any.
I have no idea who to vote this year.
Is it that they're
And
not good, or...
I kind of have an idea on who to vote.
Wait, you
But
guys
you
don't...
might want to mute my microphone.
Just wait. Let me mute yourself. Just curious, is your district with the PM, or your district is in the... Yeah, I muted your side. Mm-hmm. Wait, can you repeat why? Like, what did she say? It's still on mute. It's still mute. Mhm. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what it is. Just so you know, I'm not muted on my end. That's why I'm not repeating certain things you're saying. Also, the reason why I'm having Cygnet muted, just in case if you guys are curious, is because right now we're talking a bit about politics, and politics being a gray stuff. We is ideal if we don't mention it on here, just to make sure that folks don't real like even like say anyone becomes a guest on here. If they're deciding to talk about a hot topic, if they tell me to mute and they want to tell it to me directly, I will mute out of respect. Because we know that politics is a gray subject, and as someone who studied politics, it's fun. So you're so you're voting against the incumbent law, basically. Okay. Let me unmute you. Okay, now folks can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically that's why I might vote for them, but it's still not, you know.
Wait, then just curious. Which district does I think he's Dato Sri or is he Tan Sri Ismail Sabri?
Ismail Sabri, I don't know where he's contending in. Let me search.
Because I know that like at
Ismail
first I
Sabri,
wanted to say like, are you voting for the prime minister? But then I
2015.
realized no, you're not voting for the prime minister. You're
Yeah, no,
voting
no, no.
for MP only. It's
Yeah,
unlike the
in
US
Malaysia,
where
you vote for the parliament or the DUN, or which is the Undangan Negeri,
the one
and then
Negara, yes,
they are the one who, and the winning party will vote.
for
The
the
member of the
PM,
winning
yes.
party will vote for the people who will become prime minister.
Yeah, I just
So it's a
remember.
vote within a vote.
You have to make sure like the only way like without okay, say like if the conservative say if like a party like is still in power, but the other way to sack out a prime minister would be, I believe, if they do not win their MP position. That'll be one way to do it.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, if they win, if the party wins,
Mm.
but let's say the person who's to be prime minister isn't the party president. The party president elects someone else to become prime minister, but then there's like an internal vote against that prime minister that could happen. Or if the prime minister were to suddenly go down, or if the king decides to use his power, this is very rare, to basically say parliament dissolve, then it's gonna be revote everything. Yeah,
That was
it's gonna be a
basically
mess.
something what similar to what happened back in 2019, right? During the parliamentary crisis, the political crisis.
Yeah, but that one is more of a political stunt that went wrong.
Because I still remember
People,
at that time, it was basically Pakatan Harapan, and it once it got dissolved, it was the Parakat. Was it the Parakan Nasional or something?
yeah, Perikatan Nasional. But here's the thing, the reason they Perikatan Nasional went up is basically because the king decided, you know what, rather than a new election, because we just had a recent election
Mm-hmm.
2 years prior. What about he just interviews every single member of parliament
Mm-hmm.
and asks them, who do you want to be the prime minister?
I would gladly say
Or
myself.
who you would prefer to be the prime minister?
Mm-hmm.
So it was more of an internal vote.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I feel like it's the whole thing was played out more than what actually happened.
Okay.
Because there are people who say as if it's a world-ending disaster.
A world ending.
I
Remember,
mean, it's a bit
Malaysia is just a
suspicious.
country. You guys are just a country. So
Yeah, like here's the thing, like Malaysia, I feel like the thing about why it became such a big news is because it's kind of like first world problems where it's so peaceful that even it's so simple or peaceful that even something small like this becomes something big. Because if we were to compare our quote unquote political distress or political what do you call that again? Emergency, I guess some would call it.
mm-hmm.
Compare that to, I don't know, riots or the Arab Spring, for example.
Mm-hmm.
We have it kind of easy. I remember my Egyptian friend when one of their friends were complaining that Malaysia is going to shit or like our political is very unstable. He basically laughed it out saying, "Unstable? This? Bro, you haven't even seen someone get shot yet." Because that person was Egyptian. So
I mean, politics can be definitely very very intense. Um,
yeah, it can be stupidly intense. So when people say it's something like, "Oh, it's a political distress," it sort of is, but it's not as bad as you might think it is.
mhm.
Here. But then again, I'm one of those people where, like, if I can survive, I can survive. I don't really give a shit about anything else. What incarnation is this? I don't know, honestly.
Did someone say
I
that?
don't even know where we're going with this conversation.
I mean, politics is really definitely interesting, but it's just it breaks people apart. Also, welcome numbers. It's been a while. How have you been? Are you holding it in?
No, I'm also feeling sleepy, so I'm kind of torn whether or not after this I wanted to go take a shit or go to sleep.
No worries, because once again, I also might have to rest soon. Depending on in that case, let's quickly find like a last topic to talk about, and then we'll end it.
Shit, you dude, they're right. I can either take a shit in the toilet and then go sleep while doing that, or I can just sleep and shit my pants.
I mean, whichever floats your boat.
I think shitting in the toilet and while sleeping seems like the better plan because at least I don't have to clean. It won't be comfortable, but it'll do.
Kaka Keith, I like how you just say you can do both.
No, because Kiefer is already way used to me that he doesn't care anymore.
You should be glad that I'm not eating, otherwise I'll be complaining massively.
Yeah. Didn't you say you have to be gone in 2 hours? I think it's already more than 2 hours at this point. No, it's almost 2 hours. Never mind.
But yes, I do have to because I want to get some rest before work. Plus, it's daylight saving, so I want an extra hour of sleep.
Oh yeah, you guys have that weird thing, yeah.
We do have daylight saving. Funny enough, the last time we had daylight saving, I was actually on Cygnet's weekly. I was like, wait, what? The time? Oh, Cygnet's. Oh yeah, daylight saving.
Do you know that Malaysia also have daylight saving? But, we haven't done it for a while.
When is your guys' daylight saving technically?
Yeah. Our last daylight saving was actually pretty recent. It was in January 1st, 1936.
I still remember January 1st, 1936.
Yeah.
I was but a wee lad.
God, the invasion of China was something.
1936, I still remember it was under the Republic of China. China was under
it was under the Republic of China.
I still remember
in
those days.
1936.
We were under the British.
In 1936, fucking the king of the Qing was still alive.
Oh yeah, the king
was still king. Yeah,
the emperor would be.
The emperor of the king was still alive.
Oh, the thing is,
I like saying king of the king because it literally sounds like
then
king.
Just call him the king of kings.
You can say that the king of the king was pretty kinky.
Interesting enough with that one because this is also the bad part about being a baby emperor. He didn't know how to do basic stuff as an adult because everything was done.
And wasn't he not taught how to rule either?
Yeah, he was basically that was the issue with the lost he was really he wanted to be helpful and like that in his later years, but he wasn't able to do it. So someone that means well but then doesn't really know how
fucks it up. Yeah,
it's basically that, which is a bit sad because he was just a baby.
Same with Tsar Nicholas actually.
Tsar Nicholas of Russia?
Yeah. He was never taught how to run a country by his father, even though his father was a great quote unquote. No, he wasn't that great of a leader, but he was an okay of a leader.
Nicholas the First,
Tsar
right?
Nicholas,
his father?
No, I don't think so.
The interesting thing about Nicholas II was they're actually related with the Europeans. They're like Tsar Nicholas II,
which is why
King
they
George
call
the Fifth.
Which is why some people jokingly say that World War One
Kaiser Wilhelm II
is a family feud.
It is actually a family feud.
And what they say that if Queen Victoria sees this, or if she would be spinning in her grave, and it's 3 p.m. We should probably wrap it up because I have to do my prayers as well.
In that case,
because we started before prayers.
Once again, thank you very much for taking the time to join this podcast. We will definitely invite you guys again, but most likely after the 100th episode.
You guys? Where?
Oh, invite
I'm
you.
I'm sure I'm alone here. Oh, okay. Unless there's a ghost with us in here, I'm gone. I'm alone.
But yes, definitely thank you very much for joining this podcast. We'll be ending here. Did you want to sing the ending, or you don't want?
Yeah, I'll see the ending, but I'll turn off my OBS and whatnot. Okay, so I'll disappear from the screen.
We'll head to the end of the stream and we will turn off our ending. Okay, everyone, bye. See you next time.
Bye. Don't forget to shave your balls. What? Sing? Do-ba-do-ba-do-ba-do-ba-do-ba-do-ba-do. I'm singing a song that I have no idea what the lyrics are by. Is the stream over yet?
Bye-bye.
What are we waiting for then? Bye.